mates, it's Reina Ozbay here, and today Against the Tide Media is going down under to do 53 questions with George Xanthis, who plays John in The Chosen. I met him briefly on set. He's like a ton of fun, but sadly he didn't share any of his Vegemite with me or anyone else. I'm just kidding. Let's bring him in here. Hi George, how are you?
G'day Reina, hello all the way from Sydney, Australia, and hello Shahar.
Oh yes,
staring at me.
Shahar back here, keeping an eye on you, and me too. So you know
that is an intense poster. Like that is, he's staring into my soul.
Yes, he is. All right, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. How have you been passing time lately?
Oh, yeah. It's a bit of the self-isolation, right? Everyone's indoors. It's really funny. I've been keeping creative, writing some things, been playing a lot of video games, but I've also been brewing my own beer. So it's an arduous process, but hopefully I did everything correct. And my partner and I yesterday actually bottled our beer. So it'll be about 2 weeks until all that is done. So yeah, interesting stuff. You've been doing stuff during isolation, by the way? You've been keeping busy? Are you guys isolating?
Yep. Yes, we are. Just, the poochies, the dogs. Anything you've been binge watching?
Oh, yeah. I binge watched. When I first landed in Australia, I was a little bit stressed because I just got out of LA and packed up my whole life into one little box and put it in a U-Haul box. Right. And I felt really stressed, because I had to self-isolate because Australia's rules are as soon as you touch down, they assume you've got something. So they say, stay away from everybody, family, friends for 2 weeks. Oh, yeah. So they're the strict laws that we had. So I was watching The Office, the US Office, for like the third time. So I binged that. And then I watched Succession, which is an incredible show. Drama. From comedy to drama.
What was the moment you knew you wanted to be an actor?
You ever seen Mrs. Doubtfire before?
Oh, yes, I love Mrs. Doubtfire.
So yeah, there's a scene where they ask Robin Williams, I think one of the workers or something like that, asks him, "What do you do for a living?" And he says, "I do voices." And then he goes through about 10 of them. Yeah. "I do voices." "Yes." And he starts rattling off characters. "I told you not to smack me, sweetheart." All.
Oh, wow. You really do sound like.
Yeah. He picks up like a stand and he's like, he just goes through when I saw that, I'm like, I want to do voices as well. So, here we are. Look at me doing voices.
Look at you now. If you could play the lead in any movie or TV show, what would it be?
Could be the lead in any TV show.
Or movie.
Or movie. Oh, here we go. I'm an ancient historian and a keen reader of ancient history. I would love to play one of the mad Roman emperors. Someone from the Julio-Claudian era, let's just say. I think that would be interesting. We haven't seen a good Roman epic for a while, so there we go. A Roman emperor.
Interesting. 3 words that describe me best.
3 words that describe me best. Silly. Serious. And fun. I don't know. It's really self-indulgence of me, but there we go. I'm silly. I'm hopefully fun, but I can get a bit serious.
Saw you play John Travolta recently. Do you have a favorite song from Grease?
Oh yes, that was Hopelessly Devoted. It was the Olivia Newton-John biopic here in Australia. I think they showed it over there on Lifetime or one of those channels, something like that. Favorite song. This is interesting. This is what got me the role on that. I actually was on a sketch show and I dressed up as John Travolta. My friend wrote the sketch and I helped a little bit with some of the jokes in it, but it was called Grease Crisis. instead of Greece lightning. And we were singing about the Euro debt crisis and how Greece was impacted. So I was giving him some tips about how badly Greece was impacted by the crisis. And yeah, we made a bit of a joke of it, shed some funny light. And yeah, I was singing Greece crisis as John Travolta. So I would say Greece lightning. By the way, useless fact, useless trivia. I sent that sketch in to the production team at the production company that made that show, and that's how they cast me as John Travolta. They saw me playing him in a sketch, and they thought, hey, that's pretty good.
Any live theater?
Live theater. I started in theater. That was my first, professional job. This is funny, actually. I used to just do YouTube videos and voices and stuff, and there was a theater show it was in front of about 550 people. This got made into a film. It's called Alex and Eve. And one of the cast members got pneumonia and had to pull out. And this was 5 days before we went up, 5 days before they went up. So the guy actually was a teacher, and my uncle was teaching at the school. And he said, my nephew is an actor. You should ask him and so he held these auditions for like 50 people, and I got the role. And then he says, can you learn 126 pages of script in 5 days? And I'm like, I will try. And I went up live when I was 19 years old in front of 550 people.
Wow.
And yeah, I did okay. That was my first live performance.
Wow. So I know you do impressions, like you were just talking about. I love your Rafa Nadal impression. So who is your favorite person to impersonate?
Yeah, Rafa Nadal. Yeah, it's important for me. He just, it's all about the eyebrow, and he doesn't really answer questions as well. He just does his standard sport responses. Favorite person to impersonate? I like people that I can just go into the face, and then, because sometimes I just imagine that my face is their face, and then it sort of goes from there. Like De Niro, yo. That's Robert De Niro. But I would say my favorite is Jesse Pinkman or Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. Although a lot of my quotes of his have some swear words in them, so I don't think I can fully do his impression right now. But I actually sent a video. Someone won one of the auctions, and I gave them a video of a bunch of my impressions. And hopefully I didn't swear or anything like that. I did a Donald Trump. Ooh. Yeah, there's lots of fun voices, but I think Aaron Paul is the most fun. He's got a very unique voice. I don't know where he's from. I think he's from LA or West Coast, something like that. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Wow. Can you do one of Dallas?
So we got to get this big green burrito into the boat, and we didn't know it was going to work. Yeah, that's sort of that was my quick on the spot Dallas. But the green burrito, that was my Dallas. Whoops, he's going to see it. He didn't think that I could do an impression of, and I don't do an impression of Dallas, but usually my problem is when I'm telling stories and someone comes into the story in my mind, I need to differentiate between all the people. So, if Nick comes out and it's like, Nick Zebedee, and like, whoa, what's going on? And then Dallas is like, get the green burrito in here. And then Kian comes on and he's so friendly, Then Jonathan comes on, is like, yeah, what's going on, guys? I just have to do all their voices while I'm telling the story, like I just did then. I hope none of them see this.
Wow. Whatever you would do in real life to try to get this green burrito into the boat, you're doing on the day.
Can you help me impersonate Dallas? Let's sing his favorite little jingle.
Yeah, okay. Okay, ready?
2, 1.
www.thechosenmerch.com.
That's the last time I'm going to sing it. I swear. Last time tonight, I'm going to sing it. I'm not singing it again. And then he sings it 6 other times.
You are so good at the impersonation.
Thank you.
So speaking of The Chosen, how do you prepare to play John?
How do I prepare to play John? Other than dancing in my trailer, no, there are proper ways. No, when I first got the role, I actually read up on like character traits of John. It was really cool because very similar to me actually. Because they're called the Sons of Thunder, James and John, so they're quite, I guess, quick to react. Let's just say, so they can be a little bit emotional, but there are moments where Jesus controls. It says especially John. He does for both James and John, but he kind of calms them down. So it's almost like channel your large energy into particular places, so you don't go crazy, I guess. So I think that's a bit like me. I can be emotional and whatnot, but you learn to sort of contain it, and then you can help others. There's a scene in season 1, I think it's when they heal the leper, episode 6 or 7. And John actually takes Simon aside because Simon's losing his head a bit. He's like, I need to do something. He's like, I was careful not to do an impression again. And he's like, what am I supposed to do? And John's actually the one that calms him down, which is quite, rich coming from John, considering he's quite, emotional. So yeah, I researched things like that, like character traits from like Bible theologists and historians and stuff. And yeah, and tapped into myself, what
you had,
parts of me that reflect that. And there you go. There's John.
All right. Most interesting thing about John.
Interesting thing about John. It's in all the painting. This is interesting because this is in Leonardo da Vinci's painting. Is that an interesting thing about John? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to say 2. I'll say a personality trait as well. But one of them is that in all the paintings of the Last Supper, he's depicted quite feminine. So I'm not sure if I satisfy that particular character trait. Hopefully, maybe. But yeah, so I was at my grandmother's house and she had a Greek version of the Last Supper, and there's like, it looks like a woman next to Jesus, and it's John again. So yeah, he's always depicted quite, sort of effeminate, I guess. Not sure why, but another interesting thing about John, I would say his temper. We're going to see it in episode 1 of season 2. Yeah, I caught it. I sort of brushed on it before. Him and James have quite a temper, apparently.
Any 1 or 2 stories from the Bible that you really look forward to filming?
Well, there we go. Inadvertently led on to the next question. Yeah, it's the story of with the Samaritans. James and John insist that they're going to bring thunder down upon the Samaritans. So that's going to be episode 1. It's called Thunder from season 2. Kian and I actually, we listened to Dallas on the live stream, reading out some of the scenes, and James and John are trying to help some Samaritans, and they don't. They're trying to spread the word of Jesus, and they're not responding to Samaritans, despite James and John being really, really nice. And so, James and John go back to Jesus and say, we want the heavens to open up and rain thunder on them and smite them and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to. There's actually a scene where, he I think he says he hands a cloth to John, and John just screams into it. So we've seen John quite contained, but I'm going to have to get pretty angry in that scene. I'm assuming James and John, Keen and I are going to do some angry dancing to prepare for that.
Has playing John changed you, like as a person in any way?
Definitely. I would say that, the show, it's obviously about Jesus and Christianity, but I think that there's a larger spiritual revolution that's going on in the world at the moment. It's not necessarily religious. I think a lot of people are finding different forms of spirituality, and what they're doing is, like for me, for example, I was raised Greek Orthodox, but you kind of, after you go to church every week, you kind of, I drifted away, especially when I was a teenager, early 20s. I drifted away, from that. But I found that with this show, and something that's happening across the world, even, aside from the show and with the show, is that people are becoming more spiritual. And the show actually helped me reread a lot of what Jesus Christ, the person, was saying, a lot of his parables, a lot of his teachings. And I sort of found spirituality again, like through things like meditation and whatnot. And you see the similarities between that and Christianity now. And you don't necessarily see that when you're in church and you're 8 years old and you're in Greek Orthodox Church and the priest is speaking ancient Greek, by the way, not even Greek, it's ancient Greek. And so I'm struggling to keep up. So yeah, playing John has really helped me. You know, like there's a scene where Jesus is telling, it's the scene with the leper, not the leper, the paralytic, when he gets like hoisted down into the house, and Jesus is telling us a parable about like servants or staying awake while their masters are away, and if they don't stay awake, then they're going to miss. They're not going to be able to open the doors for their masters. And as John, I was just sitting there listening. You know, he says another quote was, "Look at the flowers, how they don't toil or labor." And, you know, sort of saying to look at nature. There are just so many moments. Me as John, I'm actually just listening to Jesus, whether it's George the actor or if it's John the character. So I would say playing John has helped me spiritually for sure, because it's made me appreciate these things a lot more, I would say.
So I know you read for several roles. I think the casting worked out perfectly, but if you weren't playing John, who would you want to play?
This is interesting. I remember I was saying to you before that I did a play where I had 5 days to prepare. And the person who I would impersonate the most and who I wanted to play, so we actually did a fun run of the play. We got to play different characters, and I said, I want to play the father. So I played the old Greek father, and I did all the impressions, all the movements that, you know, my friend who was playing the father did. So I would say, I don't care if, you know, I don't look like I could be a father. I want to play Zebedee because it's fun, and that would be really, really interesting. I wonder if we should do an episode where all of us play each other's characters and we just do impressions of each other.
It'd be really interesting.
Yeah, so Zebedee.
And that a group of you love to sing and dance when not filming. Who is the best dancer?
Oh, Kian's got some awesome moves. Kian has got some funny. He does all this sort of stuff. It's do a player cam. I call it player cam. Whenever you focus on one person, watch videos and just do player cams on Kian. He goes through some wild moves. It's quite funny. So yeah, Kian, very interesting.
What is your go-to dance move?
My go-to dance move. I'm an avid football or soccer fan, and there's a footballer who used to do these wiggly arms. His name's Daniel Sturridge, stuff like that. Yeah. So sometimes if I'm a bit excited in a dance situation, I'll start doing the Daniel Sturridge wiggly arms, whatever that is.
Who is the biggest singer of the group?
Biggest singer. We all went karaoke one night, actually, in Weatherford. There was one place that did karaoke, and we all went there, by the way, and everyone there is like kind of, you know, it seems like rural Texans, and, you know, and they're all singing country songs. So they're all like, you know, my life is so perfect. And they're doing all these whatever songs that they're singing. And then we come in and I sung Tribute by Tenacious D. Jonathan got up and sung like Queen with I think maybe with, I'm not sure if Liz got up. Noah sung like some rock song, and these guys came up to us, these like country guys just went like, y'all are singing some excellent songs, and it's real impressive. And it just like, they just loved that we were singing these crazy songs. You know, we sung like a Grease song. I think the Summer Lovin' was done by, you know, some of the people from Hair and Makeup. I'd say Noah is quite in. Yeah, I'd say Noah. He really hit the high notes in a screamy rock sort of way. It was really, it was very good. Noah, get him. He loves singing. He sings all the time on set.
Who had the messiest trailer?
Messiest trailer. This is interesting because I went into, I think all of us had pretty clean trailers. I hope he doesn't get upset when I say this, but I went into Jonathan's trailer, and it's not messy, but it's so small. And he had like a coffee machine in there. He brought his own like little Nespresso coffee machine. He's like, hey, you wanna have a coffee or something? And I'm just, what are you doing in here? And it's like, it's sort of, yeah. He had so many things, like he had things on like coat hangers. It was very neat, but it was such a small space that he kind of, it was a bit cluttered, but it was neat. Jonathan's was quite filled, let's just say.
Okay. Anything about John's hair, makeup, or wardrobe that might surprise fans?
Yes. John's hair was short in the first half of season 1, and John's hair is long in season 2. It's just, I don't know why, but yeah, his hair changes length. And they said, if you want to make this decision, because you're going to use it for the rest of the series, so yeah, choose a hairstyle now, and I would prefer it to be a bit longer. I didn't like John's short hair. So yeah, John's hair grows a bit between episode 4 and 5. So there we go.
All right. Favorite memory from filming season 1?
Favorite memory is from season 1. It's funny because it was shot in 2 parts, but I would just say, watching videos and singing and dancing in. I would say the big dance that we did in season 1. Let's just use that because we were doing early. Yeah, there you go. We're doing some early 90s like techno dance. Like stuff from Night at the Roxbury and whatnot. So yeah, we were. Yeah, I would say that when we're in our trailer, keeping morale high.
What's an Australian phrase or word that you used on set that confused people the most?
What confused people? It's really fun. There's a simple one. Midday confused a lot of people. Midday. Did you not know what that means either?
Can you trace?
Midday is just, I would say, I'm getting in about midday, and they thought I was coming in at 2:00.
Oh.
And midday just means noon. But you guys say noon. Yeah, I'd say that one the most. It's very simple, and it doesn't sound interesting. But yeah, there's another one that's called Arvo. I would say this Arvo a lot. You want to hang out this Arvo, and that means this afternoon. So Arvo.
Okay. Can you help me with my Australian accent? I think I can say "good day, mate," but what's a great phrase I should learn?
Oh yeah, okay. You're doing a good job, by the way, with the accent. That sounds pretty spot on. There's an interesting one. I reckon you should use this one. It's a lot of Aussies say it. It's she'll be right.
She'll be right.
So she'll be, yeah, good one. And it's just like if something is, it's how's your car? She'll be right. How's your meal? She'll be right. I don't know why we say it like that, but it's a very, very relaxed, blasé Australian phrase. So go on, try it again.
She'll be right. All right, here we go.
There you go. Nice.
What do you miss most about Australia when you are in America?
I'm going to go simple and just say friends and family. I've got friends and stuff in LA, but that was, especially with the virus, that was one of the main reasons why I left America to come back to Australia because, you want to be on home soil when something uncertain is happening. So yeah, it's sometimes hard in LA, not having family and stuff.
What do you miss most about America when you're in Australia?
Same answer. I miss my American friends when I'm in Australia. Yeah, because it's I've made some cool friends, especially mostly those from The Chosen. Mm-hmm. Nick, Kean, Jonathan, Giovanni, and Jordan's in Texas. We've got Shahar in New York. We've got Liz and also I think I said all of them. Liz in Texas.
Vegemite sandwiches or PB&J?
I don't even know what PB&J is. Vegemite sandwiches all the way. Oh, peanut butter and jelly. Vegemite sandwiches, absolutely. And I put lots of Vegemite on my sandwiches.
That's not for me. And did they have Vegemite on the craft services table?
They did not. I ordered it from Amazon and brought it myself.
Oh.
They couldn't get it. I mean, where are you going to get Vegemite from in Weatherford, Texas?
All right. So the Sons of Thunder. That could easily be like the name of some big rock band. So if you were in some rock band, what would you be? Would you be the lead singer, the bass, the drums, or just hanging out backstage doing?
Let's put me. I would be on. I'd be on drums, but I'd be just banging stuff. I wouldn't be actually playing drums properly. I'd just be like banging. I don't know. I have this weird thing. When I'm in the car, I bang the outside of the car, like to the beat of the music. So maybe I'd just bring a car door in with me and just tap it and put a microphone next to it.
What would your weird ask be?
Weird ask on set. I asked for Nutella and spoons.
Oh, I love Nutella.
Yeah, just a spoon and Nutella was a weird ask I had, I would say.
Nutella in your mouth. Ever been mistaken for anybody?
Me? Mistaken for anybody? No. I wish I was. I wish someone mistook me for someone. No. Oh, no. Someone thought I was Noah on set. They're like, "Oh my God, we love you as Andrew." Not Noah. We look kind of similar with our hair. Noah. There we go.
If you had a YouTube channel followed by like millions of people, what would the main focus be? Like video gaming, dancing, singing, whatever?
I would say, yeah, video games for sure. Either video games. Let's just play games. People play games and get paid, so let's do that.
Favorite superhero and why?
Favorite superhero, Spider-Man, for sure, because he's like web slings. He's awesome and he's fun. He's funny.
Right. Favorite pastime when not acting?
Football, soccer. I'm wearing my favorite team at the moment, Liverpool. But yeah, I love playing football. That one.
Give me your top 3 favorite songs or albums of all time.
Top 3. I love Michael Jackson. So one of his earlier, I think the album that had Black or White on it, I had it on cassette when I was a kid. And I used to carry this little cassette player with me and put it in. It was like a kid's one with play and rewind. So yeah, a Michael Jackson album of some sort. I like The Killers, the second album, I think it was their first album that they had, and Maroon 5 album. It Won't Be Soon Before Long, that album.
So picture you're on the red carpet. Who designed your tux? Armani, Tom Ford, Gucci, or would you rather wear Billabong?
I should wear Billabong. You know what? I've got some thongs. Oh, you guys call them flip-flops from home, but I got them from the Billabong store, and they have there. It's an Australian, background store, obviously, and they got a bottle opener on the bottom of the sandal. So yeah, maybe I should wear those on a red carpet with a tuxedo.
On the red carpet.
And then if someone gives me a beer, I'm like, hold on, she'll be right. And then I I open it with my sandal.
All right. Speaking of Billabong, do you surf?
I have surfed. I've surfed on Australia's central coast, which is a bit north of where I am now. And actually, my partner and I were going to go surfing. It's cold here. It's winter, but we're thinking of going surfing. We've got one surfboard to share between the two of us. So yeah. I'll battle the waves. Favorite
sport? I think you kind of already.
Football for sure. The world game. What's that?
Favorite player? Yes.
My favorite player is Steven Gerrard. He was a Liverpool captain and legend. But I also like Lionel Messi. He's quite popular these days.
Eat healthy or order a cheeseburger and fries and just work it all off at the gym.
Yeah. Cheeseburger, work it off. Lots of protein and fat in that burger. That's going to go a long way to building you up.
If you weren't an actor, what would you want to be?
I actually used to play like a very, very amateur, semi-professional grade of football. So maybe I could have been. I don't think I was good enough to be a footballer, but if I had trained hard enough, maybe I could have like fooled people into thinking I could actually play professionally. But I played first grade and reserve grade football. So yeah, why don't I do that. I'll be a footballer in my other life.
Favorite book?
Favorite book is called Needful Things by Stephen King. My goodness, what a book. It is incredible. You should definitely read it. It's about this store owner who trades you things that you really, really want in exchange for a little prank that you can just play on a friend. And this little town goes mental. It's, it's really cool.
Favorite place to vacation?
Greece or Liverpool, but I would say Liverpool to watch football, but Greece because, wow, very, very clear water, lots of family, and cool food. Yeah.
Yes. Where would you like to travel that you've never been to?
I'd like to go to Japan. I have never been to any other places in Asia, so Japan just for the food. I mean, obviously, I would love to see the culture and whatnot, but yeah, I would love to just eat traditional
Japanese food, sushi.
Yeah,
that is for me.
So good, so clean.
Do you own any pets?
No, but I'm currently not isolating, but staying with with my partner and her family, and her family's just got a dog, and his name is Shadow, and he's an Australian cattle dog. And Shadow, we got him as a puppy, and he's quite playful. He's a very good dog, though. He sits and he doesn't create too much trouble. He's cool. He watches me play video games. Just sits there. I think he thinks I'm going to give him a treat, and I'm like, nah, I don't give you treats, bro. That's them.
Do you have, that's my dog. Sorry. Do you have a secret talent?
Secret talent. Yeah. I can. I beatbox. I think that's like a bit of a arm fart. Yeah. No. I would say beatboxing. Like I also do beats with my teeth. Like it's a really weird thing, but if you get close to my jaw, I'm doing like it sounds like a drum. You can't hear it here. Oh, maybe I'll go here.
Oh, I can hear that. Oh, I can hear that. Wow.
I don't know why I do it. I've been doing it since I was like 5 or 4.
It's a secret talent.
It is secret. Yeah, no one knows that. There you go, everyone.
If you had to go by a different name, what would it be?
Different name. I would like to go by like some ancient Greek name, like Leonidas or something like that. Or Leonidas, after King Leonidas from Sparta. That's a cool name because you can cut it down to Leo. I could be like, hey, Leo, what's going on? Yeah, Leo. But it's like Leonidas. Yeah.
Who would you rather impersonate? Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman or Al Pacino in The Godfather?
Well, that's interesting. There's 2 totally different Pacinos. So I think Al Pacino in The Godfather is he's a little bit more, like younger sounding, but Son of a Woman, hoo-ah. So I think everyone would rather do the big Scent of a Woman Pacino for sure. Early Pacino is quite boring. So yeah, I would say Scent of a Woman for sure. He's loud.
Are you a huge fan of The Wiggles?
Yes, I love The Wiggles.
I totally was when I was little. That was my main TV show. I loved that show.
Yeah. Oh, great. No, I saw. So The Wiggles when I was younger, they visited my brother's school because they were just starting out. They were not just starting out. They were good, but they would still do school visits. So down at Earlwood preschool, which is down the road from where I live here in Australia, The Wiggles came and visited with Dorothy the dinosaur and everything. So yeah, we got to see them up close. They don't do that anymore, by the way. They don't just come to a 40-kid school. Yeah.
What would be a dream role for you?
Dream role would be, I don't know. You know what? Playing a Greek, I said before that whole Roman thing, but playing a Greek on TV in a big meaty show, like a Greek person, and having to sort of, show Greek culture, that would be really cool because I'm very proud to be, of Greek background. So yeah, to be on a show that showcases that, but in a dramatic way, that would be really cool. Expose the world to some Greek culture.
Who inspires you most?
Inspires me most. There's people like I was saying before, Robin Williams in terms of external, but for me, my grandparents are really inspirational to me. They're all, from Greece, and they're hardworking, and they made a life for us here in Australia. And it's enabled me to, have very supportive parents who allowed me to go to America and chase my dreams. So it wouldn't have been possible without the big risks taken by my immigrant Greek grandparents. So they're pretty inspirational.
What's the best advice you have ever received?
Best advice I've ever received. I don't know if you know this actress. She's on Orange is the New Black. Her name's Yale Stone. And I worked with her on a show. And the best advice she gave me was, don't use up all your juju. It's a good piece of advice for any actor. And what that means is if you got a scene where you're crying or it's something emotional, don't let it all out in one scene. Keep it paced, because we did 10 different takes of a scene and I had to cry in each single one. And she warned me beforehand, try to, it was it's a good little actor's tip, because I was only, just got an early job of mine. And I'm like, thanks for the tip, because I would just let out bits and pieces. I didn't want to run out of tears. So always keep in mind how long the scene's going to go. So thanks, Yale. That was good advice.
What advice would you give to younger actors?
Give Yale's advice. No, I would say keep creative. Always keep creating. Do voices, do silly things, get affiliated with comedy, write your own content. Every actor should be creating, because you need to create an energy around you, a creative energy, because you want to be in a headspace where you've got momentum behind you. And I think when you go into that audition room, for those actors who are, still going into audition rooms, which is most of us, you don't want it to be your only shot, going in there. A lot of actors get very cagey in that room because they're like, if I don't get this, it's never going to happen or whatever. And so if you go in there and you're like, I got to get back to writing after this, you've got this energy of, I'm okay and I'm calm and, I'm a good worker. And so that comes across. So if you're constantly writing and creating, you'll find you'll be a lot better in that audition room, because it doesn't all ride on that one little scene that you're doing for these strangers. So all actors should always be making stuff, write a screenplay, take an improv class, always be active.
Biggest life lesson you've learned from being an actor?
Biggest life lesson, I would actually say I think actors are always, just more in touch with spirituality and stuff. I would say acting, teaches you about when you're present and when, things are true. So I would say life lesson, it just teaches you about truth. When do people believe something? And if you don't believe something about yourself, then how can you really be better? So I think acting really does make you a better person. It makes you understand yourself, and it can make you better in all other forms of life, I would say.
Part of yourself that you...
Yeah, precisely.
I'm answering the question, but...
No, it struck a chord with you, that's why.
And for our final question, this question is from a fan. Her name is Amy, and she lives in Cleveland, Ohio. So I know you kind of already touched on this before, but Amy wants to know if you went back in time, and studied the painting of The Last Supper or any other works of art to help you prepare for your role.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I had seen, this is really funny because I didn't think I would be looking at a painting to study for the character. I know we touched on it before, but it's funny because looking at the painting a lot more, I just became interested at which one was John and whatnot. And then I started learning about who was who in The Last Supper. And then I went into in LA, I was in an escape room. And one of the questions to get us out of the room was name each of the disciples on The Last Supper painting. And I was like, I can do it. So I was naming all of the people. And so, yeah, Amy, it really helped it helps for the role, obviously, but it also had another use. It got us out of the escape room. That was interesting.
All right, so that wraps up 53 questions with Reina. Thank you, George, for joining me. This was a ton of fun, and I hope to see you back on the set of The Chosen, and I'll be sure to bring my pigeon mic.
Oh, beautiful. I would love that. Thank you so much, Reina. It was a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, it's Bennett, founder of Against the Tide Media. Got a quick favor to ask that is as fast as the click of a button. If you're a fan of The Chosen and ATTM special content on this channel, you can easily show your support by liking this video, clicking subscribe, and the notification bell. You'll be one of the first to know when new videos are released. This will help us continue to grow and spread our message to the world through interviews and other special features such as Zoom rooms, chatting with The Chosen, 53 questions with Reina, and talking back with Jenna. Actually, only 12% of our viewers are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Only 12%, meaning that almost 90% are not, and I'd love for you to join us in helping The Chosen, along with other Christian entertainment, to reach as many people as possible, and it really helps so much. Thank you so much for all of your incredible support, and remember, like, subscribe, notification bell. Thank you again.
G'day mates, it's Reina Ozbay here. So I saw you play John Travolta in an Olivia, sorry, let me restart that question. All right, 1, 2, 3, here we go. Saw you play John Travolta
But it was such a small space that he kind of, it was a bit cluttered, but it was neat. Jonathan, I'd not say you had loads of stuff in your trailer. So yeah, Jonathan.
What just happened there?
There was you sounded like, well, we can cut this out, but there was like some weird muffled.
It was like the aliens were talking to us.
So yeah, it's sometimes hard in LA, not having family and stuff, to sort of to be around you. So I would say that. You reckon it's my internet?
What do you miss most about Australia when you're in America?
I'm just going to go simple and say my friends and family, because going to America is kind of just my whole life, and especially on this virus and stuff. That's what caused me to come home. I want to help take care of family and friends and stuff. So.
Maybe we're being invaded tonight.
You need to create an energy around you, a creative energy. And so when you go into that audition room, you're not like cold. Going to the audition is not your only opportunity. If you're doing like 10 different things at once, when you go into that room, oh wow, he agrees, or he or she agrees.
No,
I would say, always have, should we stop?
Sorry, George. Arlie, come here. Come here, buddy. It's okay.
Should I just hold him?
Arlie, you need to come out. Arlie, I love you. You can't pant into the interview. Sorry, George. I'm trying to climb up the light in the computer and Reina's desk to get the dog. Come here, buddy. Yeah, okay. Yeah. We have Cujo here, who's 15 pounds, that wants to see Reina. Right? Go ahead. All right.
There's actually a scene where, he I think he says he hands a cloth to John, and John just screams into it. So we've seen John quite contained, but I'm going to have to get pretty angry in that scene. I'm assuming James and John, Keen and I are going to have to do some angry dancing to prepare for that.
Thunder exploding out of your chests at every turn. That's what I'm going to call you from now on. James and John, the sons of thunder.
I wonder what happened to that part.